What makes a good captain? What makes a good leader?
I think that's really all about, modeling best practice. I think, a captain is someone that you look to and think, either I want to be like them or I want to kind of raise my performance, to be at their level. I think for a captain, it's really important that they're kind of empathetic and that they kind of understand their teammates and their goals, and they kind of help everyone get there. I think, having a good captain really makes everyone else in the team better.
How would you describe your style of leadership, your style of captaincy?
So I think when I probably started as a captain, I think I made a lot of mistakes. I came before I played korfball, I was a footballer, and I kind of equated, being a captain with being loud and shouting the most. And I think kind of as I've kind of developed my style, I've kind of come to realize that, the loudest person isn't always, the loudest voice isn't always the one you want to listen to. And actually, on a lot of occasions, it's the most obnoxious voice that's the loudest one. So I'd like to think kind of as I've kind of progressed in as a captain and doing coaching and things, I've kind of become calmer, and that hopefully, I'm a calming presence on the court, and I can help other people relax into their game, because, I'm very much of the belief that, you play your best when you are relaxed and comfortable.
There can be at times that authoritarian, that loud noise in the culture of football leadership. Why do you think it's like that? Where do you think that comes from?
I think that's probably an interesting difference between football and korfball, because I was only ever, I was playing men's football, and there was a certain level of kind of testosterone, and the kind of shouting was seen as a good quality. You could probably make up for not being the fastest, or not being the best player by shouting a lot. Whereas in korfball, because it is mixed sex, and it's men and women on the same team, actually I think probably a lot of the bad behaviors are corrected by having the the opposite sex there to think, like, I've been told by female players in the team I don't respond to that, and you learn that actually talking and communicating openly and honestly is better than just berating someone.
Do you think that style, that conversational style, it works for men as well?
I think so, yeah. And I think again, a lot of men are kind of, when they're younger, are taught that kind of, oh, it has to be this shouty way of doing things, and they haven't maybe experienced the other side of it. And that, when they realize you can have that conversation, you can kind of, I guess, think about your performance a bit more. It is quite, it can be quite an enlightening experience. It definitely doesn't work for everyone. I have been told by people that it's that they want to be shouted at, that they want to be kind of pushed in that way, and that is kind of a personal choice type thing. But I think I've always got the best out of people by trying to talk and listen to them.
I suppose it's variation. It's not a one size fits all thing for all your players. It's knowing the individual, regardless of gender.
Absolutely, yeah. And I'm not saying I don't ever shout, but I think it's one of those things of, again, a learning point is that, if you're shouting all the time, then it completely loses its impact. If you are calm and relaxed, and the one time you do raise your voice, people understand that this is a situation that is different, and that requires it. So it kind of gives that an extra power.
What I took from what you were saying just a minute ago as well was, when you were a captain, players were approaching you and saying, this is how to get the best out of me. How open were you to constructive conversations like that when you were a captain?
I think it's something I've probably gotten better at the time. I think probably during my university career, I maybe had the opinion that I knew best, and I was going to tell you how to do things. Whereas now, I think, again, it's just something that happens as you get older and you get more experienced. You learn to listen to people, and you learn to kind of take that stuff on board. And if you've got a whole team coming to you all with different conflicting views on kind of what you should do, that's not going to be the way to run a team or run a club. But it's about listening, and then also kind of knowing yourself and knowing what you want and being able to put that across. So I think it's probably a combination of the two things.